We might ask the same thing. So you
Okay.
go
Well, I
ahead.
don't know because I'm changing the subject. I'm going to go though.
All
I'm
right.
going for it.
I'm dying of curiosity.
Okay. Just going across your background, not just Vancouver, Riverside, and Vegas, but the other places like Red Bluff. How much, from your experience, do you think we're really missing the quality of local journalism? One of my pet peeves, one of my sayings I run into the ground is that we couldn't have gotten to this level of antagonism toward each other if you still had a local columnist that you would see down at the coffee shop and all that. You couldn't call him a communist or Satanist or whatever because you knew that guy, that woman, and we don't have that anymore. Is that my fantasy from my recollection of small town, medium-sized town journalism, or is it
It's not
just
even
something that's
small and
missing?
medium town. It's even larger town because if you think about it, um, so many parts of our country now are news deserts. I grew up in Eugene. I went to the University of Oregon. The Eugene Register Guard punched so far above its weight when it was there. I'd say it was the best paper in the state of Oregon by far. Just
Wow.
trounced the Oregonian repeatedly in terms of overall quality. In service to the public. You know, the family sold out, and it's now part of Gannett, which was actually Gatehouse, and it has become, you know, a ghost newsroom. I think it has maybe like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reporters now, maybe an
Wow.
editor, and so they're,
Wow.
you know, and it's produced in some, you know, some remote plant. The copy desk isn't local, so you know they don't know how to spell, you know, the various names of the streets or the areas. So they can't catch mistakes and they don't understand. They don't have the context. And so with that, people are turning it just generally, generationally, people are turning away from, you know, getting a local newspaper. And so their attention gets turned by the big, bright, shiny object that is national news, which right now is political news. I mean, I remember back, I'm going to sound old. I remember back in the day, I remember when MTV played music, but I also remember when CNN actually, you know, covered news as opposed to having a bunch of people sitting around arguing with each other, which I think is what they do on MTV now too. Anyway, um, so people's attention gets pulled into that. They miss out on what's going on right in front of them in their community. And as you said, you know, if you have a community news, you know what's going on, it can help build community. Newspapers are the glue that can hold communities together. And I think that's one of the strengths of Vancouver because it has the Columbian, which does a really good job of serving the community and tries mightily to provide that glue, to keep the conversation going and to, you know, to try to make it a better place. So, and I think we do that too in a slightly different way, just because, you know, we're a bigger town and with bigger issues that we're dealing with. And we're obviously we're in Las Vegas, so more bright, shiny things. Um, but yeah, no, I think you're right, Donnell. I think losing local news is course under conversation. When you write something about somebody and they can walk into your newsroom and sit down next to you and just look you in the eyes, it's like, why didn't you say that about me? You know, what did I do? What do you mean? And that's what happens in small town newsrooms. You know, that's how you learn how to be a responsible journalist. And that's how you learn how to serve the community. But you get the chance to hear what they have to say. And I know I'm running out of time, so I'll stop.
Well, you did it perfectly. I made this list of questions and I didn't think I'd get to ask everything I wanted to. Lev, is there any lingering concern or question that you have?
Well, I'm wondering, and here's one of these stories. It's a local story, but with international interest is what's going on with the Tupac thing? You know, right? Like they keep like finding new murderers or something. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Kathy D has been in and out of court for a long period of time. This case has been dragging on for ever. And just to complicate things, there was an assault case. They got in some sort of a scuffle at the jail, and it had to go through a whole trial on that. I think I don't accidentally libel somebody, so I'm not quite sure how that turned out. I think I know, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to be wrong. And they are moving slowly towards the towards trial. But of course, you know, the defense is mounting a spirited defense and they're trying to raise the possibility that there was somebody else who did it because that's what a defense attorney's job is supposed to be, right? To introduce doubt. So who knows when it's going to actually go to trial. My court reporters might know when it's scheduled, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's, you know, like sometime next year at this point. So we'll see what happens. I'm glad somebody is paying attention to it. That's good. We are the Tupac case the carrying the banner